Morning everybody. What's happening? My name's Neil and this is my 2017 Mazda MX5. Hang on a minute, something not right here. Bear with me. Sorry about that. There we go. As you can see, it really is an MX5. The cover's more, I live beside the coast. The sea is 100 yards over there. The cover is more to keep the salt air off the car than to protect it, but obviously in the cold weather we've had recently, it's been great to keep the frost and everything off it, but it's time to drive it again. The weather's a little bit nicer now, has been for a couple of days. The cover's thawed out, and it's time to go and take the car for a drive. Talk to you about a few things about the car, some of the things I like, some of the things I don't like. I quite like the interior. I love the seats. Not having a glove box is a pain in the bum. There is a little storage thing here, but to be honest, I just put everything in the boot. Not having a glove box is a pain in the bum. The stereo system's pretty good. Steering wheel's lovely, seating position's good. I'm just over 5'10" and the car fits me perfect. I wouldn't like to be over 6 foot in one of these. I mean, my seat is more or less all the way back. The car is small. I had a Mark III before this. Big gap between the two cars, about a 5-year gap. I relocated, etc., etc. You can see the nice scenery we get here, which is a little bit different to what we had in London. So yeah, the Mark III definitely had more space inside of it. If I was a taller person, I'd probably compare the two. Ride-wise, this one's, I would say, is less. It's a less jarring ride. The Mark III was quite a heavily sprung car, I would say. It's quite stiff. It's quite stiff. This one, you'll see me bumping up and down a little bit, I'm sure, but it has got a better ride. It has got a smoother ride. Handling wise, I mean, I've not pushed this car much yet. What's the mileage on it? Crikey. 3,800 miles, and we got it at 2,000, about 800 miles. So we've only done 1,000 miles in it, so I haven't really been brave enough to give it a push about yet, to be honest with you. It's a little bit boaty. There is body roll, acceleration, deceleration, cornering. It feels stable, but there is a bit of body roll, and that can be a little bit, well, strange, really. You'd expect it would be. I'd expect it to be a little bit stiffer, and I think the Mark III is. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. Coming up to a little. It's a nice road. This. It's a nice. Gives the car a chance to get warmed up, and then. Seems to have some good things inside. I like the heated seats. Oh man, it's got this lane thing. I need to turn that off. I hate that. Why that thing where you go in and out your lanes? It's a tiny little car. Why does it need that? Mad. Like this one being more of a Targa roof than the Mark III I had was a Roadster, so a full convertible. I'm preferring the Targa option now, to be honest. Preferring the Targa option now. It's much less buffeting. You can stay warmer. I mean, it's what's the temperature? 2 degrees today. And I know there's some of you guys that I've got convertible, and if it's not raining I'll have the roof down, which is fair comment, but you're a lot braver than me. So yeah, I like the Targa setup. I like the fact you're not quite so much on show, you know, being a bit older, nobody really wants to see you. And when you're out in this, you're just out driving them out, enjoying yourself. This is a 2-litre engine in this car. It's the 160 horsepower version. So they do a 180 horsepower version now. That was considered, but go and see how much a new MX5 is. Quite like the look at the front of the car. I like that. I like the driving lights and everything. The steering feel on this car, I don't think it's quite as good as the Mark III. Brakes are better though. Miles better. Yeah, the steering feel's not quite so good, so I think it needs a bit of geometry set up. That might help. That might help that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's you know, it's an MX5. It's what they're good at, but it's not quite as pinpoint accurate. I think we can get this to 180 horsepower without too much aggro. I think probably looking at a manifold, a remap, maybe a couple of other bits and bobs. Things aren't going to break the bank. So yeah, we'll look at trying to get this up to where the current car is. I think we'll be quite happy. I think then we'll just drive it. I was a bit of a track day goer when I lived down in Essex. And I'd like to get this car, I'd like to get back into that. I've missed that for a few years now, and my friends that I did it with are still doing it, and I see what they post and I feel like I'm missing it a little bit. So we'll maybe think about going down the track route with the car. So we might have to improve the brake. We might have to improve the brake pads, we might have to improve the fluid, maybe put some braided lines on it if it doesn't have that, just to get a little bit more feel. And we might look at some stickier tyres. It's a car that I want to be able to drive to and from the track day. I'm not there chasing lap times or anything like that. This isn't a particularly fast car. It's all about the driving.